President Richard Nixon stated it was the greatest natural disaster in the history of the United States. Pennsylvania Governor Milton Shapp called it the worst flooding in the Mid-Atlantic and called it Hurricane Agnes. Maryland Governor Marvin Mandel said it's the biggest disaster that has ever hit this country. They were referring to Hurricane Agnes in June of 1972. Agnes came north from Florida, where tornadoes destroyed at least 50 mobile homes, 44 airplanes, and an airport. Agnes continued north as its destruction continued in the Carolinas and left Virginia with over 16 inches of water. In Maryland, a woman drove through a flooded roadway with her 3 children in the back seat. The water took the car and tossed it around like a toy, killing all 3 children. The Conowingo Dam, at its all-time highest flow rate, came within 3 feet of becoming a catastrophic failure. As Agnes turned west, and on an already waterlogged land due to excessive rainfall, Pennsylvania was the hardest hit, as Agnes dumped over 19 inches of water in some places. As the system placed itself over Pennsylvania and part of New York for 2 days, during a 5-day ordeal. 100 YMCA campers were rescued by National Guard helicopters in Middle Paxton Township. 36 Girl Scouts were rescued by the Pennsylvania State Police at a camp in York. 3 news correspondents from WCAU television in Philadelphia were killed near Harrisburg as their helicopter fell from 300 feet and crashed on the ground. The Susquehanna River crested at 32 feet in Harrisburg as houses were collapsing, streets were caving in, with 2-story homes completely underwater. Families lost everything. 250,000 people were now homeless. The Reading Dam broke, sending 5 to 6 feet of water onto Reading, Pottstown, and Phoenixville in the Schuylkill River, where the river crested at 34 feet, 18 feet above flood stage. In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Governor Milton Shapp and his wife Muriel were rescued from the governor's mansion in a rowboat, while nearby homes were raging in fire. People near Wilkes-Barre were told to be prepared for an emotional shock, as not only their homes were washed away, but entire towns. The Pocono Raceway was used as a staging area, while ambulances and helicopters transported the injured. The Pennsylvania Turnpike was closed eastbound from Breezewood to Carlisle to keep the curious onlookers out of the Harrisburg area. In Chester County, Pennsylvania, the Brandywine Creek crested at 17 feet, with water rescues taking place all over the county, as 23 state roads with bridges were closed. Agnes affected 15 states, killing 122, 48 of those in Pennsylvania. The name Agnes was retired and will never be renamed as a hurricane. It was a long time before communities and towns could be rebuilt, and an even longer time for residents and families to recover. Memories of Tropical Storm and Hurricane Agnes from June 1972.